What is up, guys? I thought I'd make a video today about how I'm gonna get a new computer, and I'm gonna say why in a second. So, this computer I have, basically the specs on it, I have a AMD A10 APU 6700, I think, something like that, like processor from 2012, which I'm gonna talk a little bit about AMD versus Intel, blah blah blah. And in my personal opinion, I've had an Intel processor. Funny story. I had a Pentium. It was like the last Pentium they ever made in the last computer I had. And it was dual core. And it would literally play, let's say, Team Fortress 2. I could play Team Fortress 2 on high graphics, everything else, and my CPU would run about 40% maybe. Well, if I play Team Fortress 2 on this computer, or with this CPU, which is supposed to be better on Team Fortress 2, I can play at high graphics and it'll auto at like 60%. So with me doing videos and trying to record in 1080p and all that, and yes, I have an insane video card in this computer. I think I have a GTX like 970, which for this computer is very, very good. Very good video card for this computer, and I have 16 gigs of RAM, blah blah blah. But the fact is, this processor, I have never had to deal with a processor not being able to handle things, and this is the first time with this AMD processor that I've ever had problems. And I researched it, and it turns out that this processor, like, it's quad core, but the single core capability, I looked it up, and it's just horrible. It's garbage, complete garbage. And I mean, this computer, I can't complain. I mean, I'm complaining, but I can't complain because this computer, when it came out, probably an $800 computer. So let's but I'm gonna do a side-by-side comparison. And the whole AMD Intel thing, it doesn't matter, because of course, if you're gonna buy a very good streaming gaming computer, you're gonna buy an Intel processor. It's just gonna happen. There used to be that debate when AMD first came out with the 8-core processor and all that, whether you should buy Intel or AMD, but people just know now. So the links are going to be in the description. I know you can't see this because I don't have everything set up right yet, but first of all, I want to talk about how Alienware is completely screwing people now, and it's kind of weird because I was looking at Alienware computers about 2 weeks ago. No, 2 months ago, let's say it that way, and I was looking at their Alienware line, and I was like, man, this is a really good deal, you know, blah, blah, blah. So let's check this out. And I'm just going to do a comparison here, and I'll put links in the description. The Alienware Area 51, the bottom of the line one, is $1,700. Okay? It comes with the i7 5820K processor, 6 cores. Okay, so that's alright. Overclocked up to 3.8 gigahertz. But here's where they screw you, okay? That processor, pretty good. Now you come down here to, let's say, the video card. An AMD Radeon R9 370 4GB. Just one. Not two, one. 8 gigabytes of DDR RAM, or DDR4 RAM, and a 2 terabyte, 2 terabyte 7200 RPM SATA hard drive. Okay, so that's just... And then you come down to the power supply, and power supply 850 watts, so obviously you can upgrade this a fair amount, but for $1,700, other than the fact that the processor is a very good processor, why? Everything else is trash around it. How do you expect to have a gaming computer with one AM Radeon R9? It's not even the good one. Not even. And I know a lot of people run 2 of those and they're better than the high-end NVIDIAs, but they didn't put 2 of them in there. It's not even... What are they doing? And you can look at all the ports and stuff, and there is a fair amount of capability, like I said, to expand upon what you buy. But for $1,700, you should be at least ready to play like on ultra settings on 1440p. Not saying you're going to run 4K all day long, but for that price, That's just horrible. Now let's go over to this other company. And of course, this company, I have no ties to them, of course. I'm not big enough on YouTube to have ties to any of these companies. There's no way. No way. But this is from Ironside, and I heard about Ironside about like 5 years ago. And I've always wanted to buy a computer from them, but let me show you what you get for $1,700. This is the Nemesis Advanced build, and if I put it in the description, it's not going to show the exact build that I made, but you're talking a Intel Core i7-6700K, 4 GHz quad core, so it doesn't have 6 cores, but these two CPUs are comparable in the two machines, and of course, this is not overclocked at all. Not overclocked at all. And I'm sure you could overclock it. I don't know a lot about overclocking, but there's some overclocking capabilities on that processor. And this processor's rated very, very high. You get liquid cooling, something you didn't get with the Alienware, did I not mention, but you get liquid cooling. Get a nice motherboard. It's a Z170. You get 16 gigs of RAM, which is all you're going to need, DDR4. Probably overkill, but once you get up into this level, I won't call it overkill. You get a 250 gigabyte solid state drive, something you did not get in the Alienware, and that is vital to gaming to have a solid state drive. Okay, on top of that, you get the 2 terabyte hard drive. On top of that, you get a NVIDIA GTX 1070 8 gigabyte. 600 watt power supply, no big deal, guys. You can change your power supply out with, oh, need more power, which you won't need more power in this machine because it comes ready to go out of the box, but it does. Other than that, they're pretty basic. As I will say that with these computers, like, you know, you don't have a Wi-Fi card, you just have Ethernet, but that doesn't matter. You're gaming, you can add stuff like monitors, mouse, stuff that I don't need because I have all of it. You get lifetime US-based technical support and 5 years labor and 3 years parts. That's the warranty for free. You get that from these guys. And that's the one thing I've loved, is because you can buy from what I've seen, like iBuyPower, all those computers, like those websites that are kind of sketchy, and then people tell you that their computers came in like all broken stuff. And yes, I am giving out free advertisement to this company because I want them to stay around. Like, I've known about them for 5 years, and for the 5 years, I've never heard a bad word about them. Like, I've heard if something's broke when you get it, like they're replacing it, they're not gonna give you the runaround like some of these other companies will. And another big thing, you get free professional wiring. Like, the wiring, look at one of these pictures on a YouTube video. Check out one of these pictures, or one of these videos. I screwed that all up. Check out a video on YouTube of somebody unboxing their computer and showing the inside of it. Check it out. Look at the wiring. I mean, they have, it's professional. It's ran. I can't even comprehend. Like, Dell doesn't do that. Nobody does that. Nobody that is going to give you HP. I mean, they literally build brackets into the cases to run your wiring. It is insane, guys. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm probably going to buy... See, I'm trying to figure out whether I want to step it up and just, like, spend... This sounds weird, but I take buying computers seriously. I'm trying to figure out what I can buy that's not overkill. And this PC looks kind of like what I'm going to need. I thought about stepping it up to like $2,500, and yeah, it's not quite $1,000 more in getting the Intel 8 core, because there is a big difference between this processor and the 8 core. But one thing I've always looked at with computers is the fact that next year, right now, that 8 core processor, right now, you know, I think they're like $600, $700 for the 8 core processor. Next year, it could be $300 for that processor. And that's one thing you have to look and kind of gauge, because Intel does have the Haswell 10-core processor now, and I think that it may kind of kill out the 8-core in a way, or drop the price of the 8-core next year. It's one thing I got to look into, but see, I just don't... There's some people, they'll drop like $5,000 on a PC right now, and then the next year it's not even worth anywhere near that. Like the parts in it drop to half price, and you can buy the same computer the next year for what I'm buying this one for if I was gonna buy it, which is $1,750, and it is a little bit more, but after all Dell's bullcrap, like if you want, I just say they cost the same because if you want customer service from Dell, like you have to pay at least $50 for it to even get like I think 3 years of customer service. So I just say that these are the two same prices. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm not gonna ramble on too much longer, but I thought I would just show like the difference in these two, and it's ridiculous. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you later.